I'm going to date myself just a little bit here, but I was remembering listening to an audio cassette in a sales training class with my fellow sales consultants a long time ago. Again, I did say audio cassette, and it was a Joe Verde audio cassette, and he mentioned that our phone skills were probably so bad that we would be better off and we'd have more of a chance to sell a car if we didn't pick up the phone at all and just let it ring. Now, I thought to myself at that time, are we really that bad? Then I thought to myself, yeah, we pretty much are. We didn't have word tracks. We didn't have a lot of the things, the skills that we needed to overcome concerns. We didn't really know how to set appointments, but we didn't know how to engage with the customer. We just answered the phone, tried to answer the questions as best we could. We stayed on the phone way too long, which is kind of a pet peeve of mine. And we didn't get things done properly. So as the years progressed, and keep in mind, this is 20 years ago when people weren't quite as irritated about phone calls as they are now, because they get pretty upset. So I was thinking to myself, how can we go ahead and make that tough phone call? How can we follow up with that internet guest? How can we follow up with someone who's been in the store just today even, or the day before? And I was thinking to myself, well, it's very simple. We have to find a way to, lighten the intensity, because again, everybody picks up the phone. If they do pick it up, if they don't recognize the number, they pick it up with a little bit of irritation. If I may speak to John, I might hear this. This is John. And then I know I got a little bit of an uphill battle. But I figured out a way to help. And I'm going to start with this one. These are magic words. Wait a minute. There are no magic words. But this will help you a lot. It's like magic seeds. But these are words that I started using maybe 3-4 years ago that totally deflate any type of angst that's felt on the other end of the phone. So I go ahead and start the phone call like this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. May I speak to John? And even if John says, this is John. Well, hi, John. I say, and please forgive me. I didn't wish to intrude. This is Rob Hamilton, one of the sales consultants here at ABC Motors. Now, generally, John, when he hears, forgive me, I didn't mean to intrude, lightens his irritation just a bit. But again, go ahead and introduce yourself first if you care to. This is John. Hi, John. This is Rob Hamilton. I'm one of the sales consultants at ABC Motors. And please forgive me, I didn't mean to intrude today. Generally, like I said, John lowers his defenses and you're able to proceed. A lot of people will say, that's okay, you're not. Or if it is a bad time, they're not going to jump all over you and say, hey, Rob, this is a bad time or not a good time for me. Can we go ahead and try another time? And I'd be more than happy to do that, of course. Okay, so please remember these words. Please forgive me, I did not wish to intrude today. They are wonderful. They will be extremely effective anytime you make follow-up calls, and it's very important, particularly if you're calling, early in the morning or late at night. Which I'll tell you a little something about that. If you check your phone records, people are afraid of the phone. Sales consultants mostly, and we're going to try to get past that, but most of the sales consultants and sales managers even are afraid to call people, particularly these days, because of the irritation. Again, irritation level. And you'll find that if you track your phone calls, interestingly enough, you will find that most of them are made during the day, during the workday. Why? Because they don't think there'll be anybody there to answer. You will find far fewer calls made on Saturdays, far fewer calls made in the evenings, because there's more of a chance that we'll get someone. In fact, how many times are we caught sending 5 messages in a row, and then all of a sudden we get a live person and we get a little tongue-tied? As I just did. But at any rate, these are things to remember. Don't be afraid of the phone. Use these words. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to intrude today. Make more phone calls. Make all your follow-up phone calls. Make all the tough phone calls, even the ones where you're way away on trade and you have to re-engage the customer, where the price insulted them somehow because they weren't really educated. But make those phone calls and use these words. You will absolutely love it. Okay, again, this is Hamilton Briefs. And this is not a full-length video or a full course or what have you. Again, I do invite you to purchase the book Beyond the Walk-Around, whether it be in print or audio or Kindle format. And you'll learn about a lot of the word tracks that you can use on the phone. And it's very important. These word tracks are interchangeable: phone, email, in person. Please read the book and learn them. And it's extremely important. Now, I'm going to tell you about a little bit of a technique that I use, or that I used for a lot of years, that kind of broke the ice. Now, there's a lot of phone training in the country, most of it, as a matter of fact, that speaks to set the appointment, set the appointment, set the appointment. Well, that's all well and good, and I would love to set an appointment first also. However, there are people that are not going to give up their information that quickly. They're not people that are going to commit to an appointment that quickly. So what do we do then? We continue to press for the appointment? I say not. You continue to press, continue to press, continue to press for that appointment. Do you know what you have created? Absolutely right. A no-show. And that's not something that we want to do. So what I want to do, what I think is the most important thing in a phone call, and I know there's a lot of people that disagree with this, but that's okay. I don't care because this works, is get their contact information. Even if you set an appointment and you don't have contact information, what good is it really unless you get lucky and they show up? Get the contact information. Okay? Good morning. This is Rob, and you are, and whatever. So good morning. This is ABC Motors. How may I help you? Go right into that. And they say, well, I'd like to look at a 2012 Camaro or what have you that you have on the lot. Great. Now, most people will tell you to go ahead and pause at this point. And what I mean by pause is put the customer on hold. And this is becoming more of an epidemic than anything else. Hi, may I put you on hold? Hi, may I place you on hold? In fact, there's a lot of different companies and organizations that are doing it. So I tend not to go that route. What I like to do is interrupt their momentum, their progress, with a hi. If I can get their name, in other words, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, this is Rob. Hi, Rob, this is John. Hi, John. I automatically just address the customer. A lot of times that, again, breaks the ice. I've had people that were calling me with what we call heat cases or the customer complaints that sound really angry. This is John or so-and-so, and I'll be like, hi, John, and it'll break the ice. They'll even start to laugh about it just a little bit. So this is a technique that works very, very well to go ahead and break things up. But again, go for the contact information. Tell them you need to put your hand on the car, okay, because you don't trust reports or computer readouts or screens or what have you. I want to place my hands on the car so they don't bring you in. Your time is very valuable, and we understand that. We don't want to waste it. And offer to call them back. Get a contact number. Oh, no, I can't at work. Great. Let me have your cell phone. I'll text you. It's less intrusive. Oh, no, I can't do that. Great. An email would work as well. So we're just trying to be helpful. And again, I'm at your service. I'm not going to abuse a privilege. These things are very simple, and they work, and they break the ice, and they allow you to engage the customer more and more. In other words, engagement is the most important thing, because if you can get another contact, the more contacts you get, has been shown, and the more likely they will show up and purchase from you. You need to get engagement. This is true on the internet with emails and with visits. We know that if you get multiple visits, the customers are building that loyalty towards you. They're more likely to purchase. Same thing with the phone. So utilize this on the phone, please. I think you'll be very happy with the results. So thank you. One thing I did fail to mention was scheduling appointments. And again, most everybody is trained to go for the appointment, but I have a really neat question that I ask that is soft but gets the point across, and it'll probably be on my second or third communication if I can't get the appointment originally, which is a goal. But again, engagement contact is a goal too. But basically the question goes like this. When does your schedule allow you to visit? When does your schedule allow for a visit? Very simple. It means that you have respect for their time, and it means that you're not shoving anything down their throat like an appointment. Ask them. Okay, I know it says, well, we got to take control of call, take control. Let them have control in this. If you can get an appointment and they made it, or if they allow you to just take care of them and they're going to worry about their schedule, that's a very important thing as well. So remember, control is good, but the key here is a cycle. Go ahead and give control back and then take it back yourself. We're going to talk way more about this because it's awesome. But you do allow the customer to believe that they have control back and even take a little bit. The skill is giving it up and getting it back at just the right time. And we're going to liken this to, well, it's a sport. Call it fishing, call it boxing, call it whatever you want to call it. But sales is a sport. And we are going to continue on that theme for many, many more Hamilton Briefs. Thank you so much.